church that's boring for the week. I sleep, I breathe, and dream the life of me. I peep it, don't need it, stay bossy, I lead it. Throwing shots, I eat it, I eat it, I eat it.
Hello and welcome to Hot Pink Table Talk. I am your host, Spirit Cherie, and I have the privilege of being joined today by my friend, my best friend in my head, Miss Krystale Davenport. Thank you so much for being so gracious. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Yes, you're so beautiful.
Thank you. You are as well. Yes.
Yes, honey. Recognize. Yes, ma'am. Now, Krystale, I just want to get into talking, okay? You know, we have a format and we can follow that, but I want to start out with the fairest of them all. Now, I know that's what you call, that's the name that you wear. How did you come about that name? What deep place within you did you come up with that for yourself?
So it's the fairest of all. I took off them all because I didn't want to exclude anyone.
Okay.
So that was just for me. I knew that myself, that what I brought to the community and to the public was the fairest of all. That's the best that I could. So that's where it came from. And I just stuck with it.
Okay.
And one of my favorite Disney princesses was Snow White. So
Okay.
I'm giving an homage to her with a little chop bob.
The bob, yes, the bob is bobbing. I love that. Okay, so I just want you to take liberty, Krystale, and I hope I'm saying your name right because my oldest daughter's name is Krystale.
Yeah. So it is Krystale. It's Krystale Davenport. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Where did you come from, baby? And won't you take me there right away?
So I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. We moved down here to Texas in 1998 at a time where I was still young. I was in high school, freshman in high school.
Okay.
So that was where I came from, and that's what, where it started, and that was here in the great state of Dallas, Texas.
Okay. And how did it start, Krystale? How long have you been out here doing what you do?
So I have been performing as Krystale since about, I want to say 99. I started coming out to the clubs. I was young. I was real young.
Yeah.
But, that then, even still today, if you know the right people, you can get in. I wasn't drinking or anything like that, but I was in the building. That was the Metro. That was my first gay club I ever went to. And so that was like 90, I want to say 99, early 2000.
Okay.
So yes.
So do you remember what it was like your first time going out? Were you prepared? Were you nervous?
Oh, so I'm gonna be honest, like the first time that we went out, I had wore like this lime green, like A-cut symmetrical dress and like some white tube socks to my knees. But the shoes that I didn't have shoes that were appropriate. So I had on tennis shoes, but like I can remember that like it was yesterday. Just wanting to, live free and be my authentic self. So
right,
thinking about that and how far I've come. Because that's about 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
So 25 years this spring. So I came out around April or May.
Are you going to be doing something special to celebrate your 25 years?
I don't know. I haven't decided about it. Since you asked me, I just realized that looking at the time, the day that it was, like, it's been 25 years. Unbelievable.
That's quite a career, and you have done a lot. Now, going back to those early days, Krystale, what motivated you to become a performer? And I mean, I know you have a drag mother, you have a whole drag family, Okay.
Yeah.
The royals of the drag family. So how did that come about? How did you make that connection into the Davenport family, and how did they mold you to become the superstar that you are today?
Yes, yes. So when I first started, I didn't have a drag family. One of my best friends was at the time dating Kennedy Davenport, who, that's my best friend. That's his lover. So, she saw that that's something that I wanted to pursue. So she asked me if I wanted to be her daughter. It was in the parking lot, in the metro parking lot, like we was in there hot boxing.
Okay.
So like, I
Yes.
mean, it was something that was definitely needed. It was something that I felt promoted to where who I am today. Like, without her guidance, without the Davenport family, encouraging, reading, and all of that good stuff, I definitely appreciate it all in hindsight. So
When
yeah.
you say reading, what do you mean?
Like, no, that don't go with that. Oh, you look a
Okay.
mess. Your hair, your eyes, XYZ. Like,
Mhm.
certain things, like, they basically just didn't want me to go out there looking a mess and having
Okay.
Davenport as a last name. So, that's what all of the
I
gays.
know that's right. And that's the thing about it. When you have that type of a brand, it's one thing that I notice, and I'm not saying that y'all all look alike, but y'all all look alike, and
Yeah.
there ain't no shade to that or anything. It's, I mean, even in the way you wear your makeup, you
Yeah.
know, um, the whole thing. I mean, do y'all go type like to Davenport Girls School or what?
No, 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 not at all. I watched Calexis, my grandmother, like the way that she painted, like it was something that I had never seen before.
Okay.
I still to this day she has not painted me. So I
Mhm.
think I need to get that going for my 25th. I think that'll be nice. Now, Kennedy has painted me many a time, of
Mhm.
course, her being my mom, but I know when I first came out, like Calexis being in the matriarch of the Dallas house when I came out, and then meeting her, so many times, and just like her promos that she was taking or that I saw, that mug was just,
Right.
it
The
was the KB
Davenport
mug.
beach.
So
Oh.
yes, so I definitely think that's something I need to get going for this 25th anniversary of Krystale coming up. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, just looking at, like I said, the promos that she had and the way that she was doing her makeup, like I think we all aspire to do that kind of work,
Mhm.
that kind of artistry. So
I
even though we don't
definitely
go to
would love to
school, we
learn,
go to
honey. I
school.
would definitely love to learn to get my face together, honey, because I always look like I'm about to go to the film. Okay.
Well, we can definitely work on. We can get together and we can have the makeup day. You know what I'm saying?
You tried to help me. You did try to help me when we was up at the lip verse, okay, and gave
Yes,
me a little
yes.
extra little blush, and so I do appreciate it. And from that point on, I was like, okay, this is my best friend in my head. Okay, if
We
I
had to put the fire on that night too. Yes.
yes, that was so beautiful. You're such a beautiful spirit. Now let me go here. Okay, now we know the lesbians love you, Krystale. Do you? Why is that? Can you explain that? Because
Um,
you really have, at least in the Dallas community, the lesbians love you.
yes. So
Yeah,
I love the lesbians
I
too.
know. Okay, we be
Because
like, can you be my girlfriend?
listen, that's so many of them that I love that call me wifey or girlfriend and stuff like that. And I take it as a term of endearment. I really love them because they see me. They see that I'm a beautiful woman out here just doing her thing, living as I most possibly can, open and honest. I'm
Right.
loud, I'm, rambunctious, I'm
Yeah.
assertive. I'm a lot of things, but I just know, like you mentioned, my spirit is beautiful, and that's why I'm the fairest of all.
Absolutely. Okay. And that take out them because we don't want to eliminate
We
nobody.
don't. Anybody can be the fairest of all when I'm
Yeah.
gone, but right now,
That is
it's
it.
me.
So, do you consider yourself a drag queen, a female impersonator? Is it part performance art, combination of that? Like, where do you see yourself in this game?
So I am a trans woman. I have all documents and such been transferred over to F. I live my life as a woman,
Hmm.
and it's not always with so much makeup and lashes on, but I still look beautiful.
Right. Okay, honey, your face card be in, even without your makeup on. I'm like, girl, look, I would never try it.
Well, see, you got to get you a good skincare regimen, some turmeric. That's really good
Yes.
to help
I
you
actually
with
have started
your.
using turmeric soap.
Yes.
Mhm.
But in response to the question, what was it again?
Girl, I don't remember. I was
We
asking
were
you
talking
about
about
your aesthetic
skincare.
here, What do you consider yourself as far as are you a drag performer?
Okay,
Are
true.
you an impersonator? You did say you live your life as a trans woman.
Yes, absolutely. And then I perform. So I think the term now that they're using is showgirl.
Oh,
Yes, when you are a trans woman and you do drag performances, it's
mhm.
now they're saying that it's a showgirl. So, I mean, that's something I heard, but that's just what it is.
Right. Okay. So if you were going to have a title, then that's what it would be.
Yes, it would be a showgirl, yes.
Well, I
Mhm.
love it. Now, you perform all different genres of music. Have you ever felt that you had needed to be pinned down to anything, or are you just open to whatever?
So when I first came out, I did Little Kim. Like, if I was on a
Okay.
show, I did Little Kim. Like, even when I stepped off of the scene, I want to say like in 2003, 2004, I had just started going to college. And so like I just
Okay.
didn't have the energy to perform and try to go down this other path that was going to take a lot of my mental away.
Mhm.
So I did that. And when they used to book me for things, if I'm going to come, I'm going to do Little Kim.
Okay.
But as I started getting more and more bookings, I was like, let me try something else. Let me try something else. So it opened up my um my performance skills. It opened up my performance chart, I would say, to
Mhm.
where it was just this particular type of music. And then,
Mhm.
because I was very bathing suit, big hair,
Okay.
Little Kim, let's go ahead and do this nasty and stuff. But then, but then I was like, let's try something else. And I'm so glad that I did because
Right.
now I have done tons of other illusions. Tina Turner. I have done some Mary J. Blige. Tony Braxton. I had won that $1,000 competition doing Tony
Okay.
Live. So that that just more and more I want to say encourage me to do other type of music, step out, do illusions and things of that nature. So
Right. Well,
yeah.
you're always so authentically Crystal, but when you have performed, I know when I've seen you perform, if you did Whitney, I see Whitney. If
I,
you do it,
I don't know why I didn't say Whitney, but
yes,
yes.
you did Whitney. I was all into it, honey. It was like I was just back there holding down the backgrounds, honey, and you made me feel like I was really Whitney's backup singer.
Yes.
Okay, and
I
with
love doing
that,
Whitney.
yes,
Yes.
go ahead, please.
So Whitney was, I don't know why I didn't mention her, but I'm glad that you did. But
Yes.
like Whitney Houston, like the reason why I started opening up and doing more drag music, so to speak,
Mhm.
is because it allowed you to emote an emotion. And who doesn't want to feel that? A lot of the times, you have these shows to where they just want you to do this kind of music. They just want you to hype the crowd up and get them going and da. But I want us to get back to that here in Dallas. I want us to get back to drag. And, I know one of the people that I admire being a trans woman and a showgirl is Silky O'Hara Monroe. She is my, I can't say G mama, but she is the prequel.
Right.
So that's what I call her because of one of my other mothers who wasn't a drag queen. Her name was Connie, the Oak Cliff Vixen. She passed away. And so that was Silky's child. And that was my mother. So that's why she is the prequel, because Connie was the sequel. And I'm the trilogy, but that's
Go ahead and break it down.
But like Silky O'Hara Monroe, she can stand there and be paid like nobody I had ever seen before. She is actually the reason why I became trans, or thought or knew that was something that was attainable. Seeing her pump across the street from the metro to, it was a parking lot that was across the street right there off of AM, because that's where the metro sit.
Right. I know where the metro is, shit.
But like, like what in the what? And so like after that, like that's just when I started becoming, more authentically who I was supposed to be.
Yes.
But just performing and like just really emoting it and make the people like get into it. Like that's what we're missing. A lot of people just get up there and do a popular song, and then that be that. But can you like stand there and take me there?
Embody that character.
Absolutely.
Yes. I think that's definitely a rare gift, when you can actually feel the soul of the original character through the performance. That's the illusion right there. That's the impersonation. So I can definitely appreciate that, myself. Now, one other thing that I love that you do is the gospel brunch. Are you still doing that?
So yes, we are still doing the gospel brunch at Hamburger Mary's. That was when we started that at Hamburger Mary's. The first show that we did, that was the first time I had ever done a gospel song on the show.
Really?
So yeah, she was like, it was Ramaya's. We had shopped it around and see like what we could do to make it like something that people would want to come see, encourage them to participate or come out, participate in and stuff like that. So when I did it, that was the first time I had ever did it, and I remember it so well because it was the last weekend of 2023.
Okay.
And so I did it. I was just blown away, baby. We was up there catching the spirit. It was just like a different kind of experience. Because, of course, the words, and then you learn the words, and you're knowing what the words represent and what the words mean. So, you can't help but go there, especially knowing your own story and experiencing your own trials and tribulations through life. Like, baby, I wasn't no good after that. But since then, I'd be like, yes, we're the next gospel brunch.
Well, you know what? I think it's absolutely needed. And I love that you guys do it on a regular basis, so, and you do it twice a day, when you do it. And so that way people can come in. It is a really wonderful experience. And you say that was your first time doing gospel. I really can't tell. I mean, now, as far as on a show, that was your first time doing gospel. I mean, was that your first encounter with the Spirit? I mean, you have to have some sort of background in order to be able to pull that off.
Well, yes, I do have background. Of course, I was one of the young ones in the church choir. My godmother was the music conductor, the choir director for the youth choir. And so I was there singing every Sunday, So yes, of course, I've encountered the Spirit growing up, listening to gospel music. If you ain't encountered the Spirit as an adult, I don't want to say something is wrong, but you really just have to You got to reach down and
Right.
figure some things out for yourself.
Absolutely.
Say that. But yes, it was my first time doing a gospel number in front of other people.
Mhm.
Not so much was I nervous about performing. It was just nervous because I had not ever done anything like that.
Mhm.
And I wanted to be sincere, and I didn't want to be fake or inauthentic. So
Mhm.
I did. It was
Do you
great.
remember what song you
Feedback
did?
was great. Huh?
Do you remember what song you did?
I did On Time God,
Mhm.
and um the other song was the Kiara. It's a Kiara mix, Kiara Shear.
Mhm.
And it's offering praise, the beginning of it, and then the other song is the song she got into, like the community was outraged when she first came out, is You Don't Know.
Mhm.
It's produced by Rottweiler, who was
Okay.
a contemporary beat maker, and
Mhm.
the song it snaps. And so that's the song that I had, got riled up in, just because, you know, we all have parents. Our parents, we saw, well, personally from experience, I saw my mother struggle a lot to make sure that our household was, that we didn't want for anything.
Right.
Just the love that she expressed about her mother when Karen I had almost died. That's when that song came out. So it was just it was a great experience. I'm glad that I chose it, and
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, it's a very sincere thing. A lot of times people in the community don't feel like they have that outlet. And, for you guys, for you and Ramaya and, the people at Mary's to do that, because not a lot of other bars do that. Matter of fact, I really don't know of any. Okay.
Yes. Well, there is a new one starting at the, what is it, the Review Lounge.
Okay.
That's coming up actually this Sunday, the 19th
Okay.
of January. That's going to be Leah Alizé,
Okay.
myself, Monique, and then Valencia. She is
Okay.
from Houston. So that's going to be going on this Sunday.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I
and
love
there,
to hear that. I love to hear that. Let the Holy Spirit rain down.
yes,
I mean, that he said he'll pour out his spirit upon all flesh. And
yeah,
so many times in the community, we have been shut out or shunned in some kind of way from traditional, worship services. And really just to be able to have it the way we want to have it. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
exactly.
So, what are some common misconceptions that people have about what you do?
Common misconception is that I don't get nervous, that I'm always ready,
Mm.
that I know all of my words. Sometimes I don't, but for the most part, I do. Unless it's something like, oh, they want you to do something new. Like I've been trying to learn that Gorilla song for 4 weeks.
Which one?
It's all of them. I got a
Okay.
mix, and like I'm gonna try to give it to them this Friday. I know.
Okay. The Wipe Me Down, that was easy to learn. I could learn that one, and then the Let Her Cook. Okay, but I haven't learned any of the rest of them. I just be out here trying to just stay on the fringes, right?
Yes, and like so that's what it is. So I'm gonna try to learn that and get that to them this Friday
And
because
what
I
you gonna do with
know.
all of that knowledge?
We're gonna see. We're
Yeah.
gonna see how I get down with it.
Okay, so you mentioned that that you were in school. Are you still in school? And what's your background other than performing or before you started performing, as far as education, previous careers, any kind of, different interests?
Yes, so I am currently not in school, but I will be going back to finish my bachelor's in health occupation management.
Ah,
I currently am a supervisor with Texas Oncology.
okay.
I work from home. I'm in my desk right now, but that's what I do. Coordinate the care between doctor's office, patients, and things of that nature. Just to have everything streamlined. So that's what I currently do.
Mhm.
I wanted to go to school to get my bachelor's in health occupation management because I wanted to be a manager of
Mhm.
a doctor's office or some kind of clinic.
Mhm.
You know, so that's my dream job. I have been in the health occupation field since like 2002, 2001.
Okay.
So yes, I was a CNA at first, but I didn't like it because I had went on vacation.
Mhm.
When I got back, one of my favorite people had passed away.
Oh.
And so I after that I just couldn't do it no more.
Mhm.
That was real hard for me. So I moved up, became a certified medical assistant. I did med control and things of that nature. I worked at Dallas County as a phlebotomist
Mhm.
for about 2 years. I worked for a specialty pharmacy, making sure people got their medications that they really needed.
Right.
So I've done quite a few things in that health background.
Mhm.
So, and I'll continue to do it because I like to help people
Right.
live longer.
A
I
natural.
love for them, yes, and to have a better quality of life if they were not getting the help that they needed or the resources that they needed to, endeavor and get through life a little bit easier.
Right. How do you balance that with your career as a showgirl?
So it's hard because
You're
sometimes,
busy. Like you think you work all the time.
yeah, so Monday through Friday, okay, and that's 8 to 5. And then, like, sometimes shows they don't start to 11,
Mhm.
and sometimes that Sunday show and waking up that Monday morning. Yeah, I typically try to do something else on Monday besides answering the calls because I'm to be honest, I want to just sleep. I just want to have some sleep and rest. But duty calls, and
But do you love it? I mean, it looks good on you,
well, thank you.
right? I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, I see how passionate you are about your healthcare career, and you seem just as passionate about your career as a performer.
Yeah.
So, do you have any place in there as far as, I mean, I feel like everybody loves you, but not everyone is your family, your friend. So, how is have your, closer loved ones reacted to your chosen career path?
Um, the dynamic has changed quite a bit because I am not young. And I made it very clear to family members once I transitioned that this is what I was going to accept. And if you wanted me to come around, if you wanted me to be present, this is what I expect.
Mhm.
Of course, you had pushback from some, but not many.
Mhm.
And the pushback that was given was not something that was held on to for quite some time because I stood on what I said. Um, at that time, like I had grown to accept who I was, to respect and love who I was, and those who was my family, they were going to have to do the same. And
Mhm.
that's point blank, period. And that's just where we are now. I spoke to my great grandmother, thank God, who is still with us, living. She called me, and so she was with my grandmother, and
Mhm.
those are my maternal, my mom's mom, and then my mother's mother's mother. So my great grandmother, and she called me. She was like, "Who you on the phone with?" She said, "I'm on the phone with your granddaughter
Mhm.
from Texas." So that just goes to show you, like, stand
Oh,
on business when it comes to you, because if they love you, they're going to respect you. That's period. It can't be I respect you, but I'ma still call you this. To me, that's not respect. That's
mhm.
that's like backhanded respect. Like,
Right.
here goes some respect. You see, like,
Right.
I feel.
Mhm.
So that's just how I presented it to them. And then, like, I was spoiled as a child. I was the first grandchild, my mother's first child, the first great grandchild. So, like, I'm like, what y'all expect?
Right. So, I mean, as far as diving a little deeper, was it as a child that you discovered, that, things needed to be adjusted in your life as far as gender, or was that a little later?
So it was a lot later because I didn't think anything was wrong with me other than, the comments that most adults make about little children growing up who should be a specific way.
Right.
But that never stopped me. I was still loud, still sang to the top of my lungs,
Hmm.
made a lot of noise. I remember my mother growing up never told me to be quiet.
Okay.
Unless I was talking back or something like that. But like if I was like out making noise or in the room playing or anything like that, like she never told me to be quiet. And that's really where I found my voice.
That's awesome
Yeah.
to have a mother like that to encourage you.
This motherfucker.
Okay. I mean, well, that makes a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that. So I just want before I'm gonna bring it light again, but I just want to kind of go a little bit further because you did talk about backhanded respect.
Mhm.
Um, and I know you've been vocal about it as far as issues with maybe, I don't know, acceptance or respect among women, straight women, women that are not, in the community the way we are.
Mhm.
Is that still an issue for you? And how do you deal with it?
Um, so I wouldn't say that it's something that is presented to me without cause.
Okay.
So in order for somebody to like be disrespectful to me, like it had to have been an exchange of words, or they it's something that I said they didn't like. But
Mm,
I have been fortunate enough to not have gone through like like things of that nature, like people that were homophobic or that didn't like trans people for whatever reason. I
mhm,
have always been or given light. So the
mm,
darkness doesn't really like come my way. Like
right,
I've never walked into a store and felt like, oh, they talking about me because I'm trans.
mhm,
It's a beautiful feeling. It really, really, really is a beautiful feeling
mhm,
because I just don't deal with it, or I haven't, I don't know what they say behind my back, but in my presence, in
right,
my face, in the space that I am occupying in, like I just don't deal with it, or I haven't come from anybody who is cisgendered or straight or however you want to put it. Like,
right.
because I'm cool than a motherfucker.
It's hard not to like you. I can't even imagine, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yes.
really hard not to like you because your spirit is so abundant. You're so abundant with the light. I'm sure that has a lot to do with where you come from and all of that kind of thing. And so let's get back into the performances. What we already talked about, your characters and all of that kind of thing. As far as like, what are some of your proudest moments as far as any achievements? Like you've been in any pageants and all that kind of thing?
Yes, I have. I started pageantry early before I really respected what it was. I did capture the title of Miss Las Colinas America.
Okay.
I was at Texas America,
Mhm.
I want to say 2005, 2006. I finished best non finishing finalists. So they have a top 12. I was 13. And that was my first, like, well, not my second pageant. That was really like some good stuff for me.
Mhm.
But America system, like you can't be trans or have any work or any kind of alterations like done. But I don't think at that time I might have had like a little something, like a little touch of this, So I just remember the whole weekend they just kept, hey fish. Hey,
Mhm.
fish, what's going on, little fish? So
Mhm.
it was a really good experience. So Lost Queens America. I haven't done any pageants as of late. I'm still trying to muster up the courage to do it, to put myself out there, because a lot of people don't mind putting themselves out there to be judged. But when you expect perfection from yourself, like you don't want to go out there half stepping. And I'm just right now, I'm not at a time to where I can be like, oh yes, let me jump in this pageant. I want my package to be so clean. Like if I do lose, someone cheated. Use
I know that's right.
like hands down, like she came through, her stuff was together, and that's how I want to be.
Mhm.
Even if it takes me as long as it takes me, because although the people like, why you ain't in the pigeon? Why you ain't in the pigeon? I've heard that for like at least 15 years.
Right.
It's not my time, and your time can only be your time when it's your time, not when it's somebody else's time, because that's
Yeah.
their time and not yours.
Right. It seems like it takes a lot of dedication
It
and
does, and I works, girl.
money.
I works, I travel, honey. I'm out here doing other stuff.
Right.
And so I do want a new crown. I'm not gonna lie. I have my eye on a few things.
Hmm.
But like I said, I just got to make sure my package is right and everything is, because I don't want to have to half step it. I refuse. And
Right.
if that means it's gonna take another year, or gonna take another year, it is what it is. A dream deferred does not mean that the dream lost. And
Come
so
on, Lorraine. Come on, Lorraine. Ain't that Lorraine Hansberry?
I don't know, but we can
Putting
look
that in
it up.
Yes. So, what is your relationship like with the other queens on the Dallas scene? Is it something competitive? Obviously, you're in collaboration a lot, or is it kind of a mix of both?
Well, I'm a good time girl, so like I am cool with everybody. I really don't have any beef with
Right.
people. People just have problems with me. And if you've made up in your mind that you don't like me,
What
that is
kind of problem?
that is my business. What do you mean?
What kind of problem could someone have with you? Or just
Oh, I don't know. You got to ask them, honey. I don't know
okay.
anybody in particular, but I'm just saying if they do have a problem, the problem that they have is not my problem, so it's not my business. And
Right.
I'm a firm believer in minding my own business.
Absolutely. Is it, I mean, so is there a spirit of competition? And if there is, what would it be?
Well, yeah, because even though I'm a Davenport, and there's a lot of Davenports on the scene, backstage at the same shows and stuff like that. Like, I do feel like an outcast. My mother has not lived here in quite some time, as far as Kennedy. And
Mhm.
so, like, other queens, they do little shady things, or I don't know. I just don't know. It's not like that always, but sometimes I can walk in a room and I'm like, oh, I feel it. Or
Mhm.
it's something ain't right.
Your
And I
energy.
don't be wrong about stuff like that all the time. So yeah, it's just certain people you can tell, like, how they say, you walk in the room and some people just start itching. That's how I feel sometimes. Like I can walk in a room and they're like, just my confidence and my spirit, it aggravates some people.
You're
So
right. I
I
mean,
see
you have to be used to that. All it makes you do is just adjust.
I'm a shine. It's
Right.
like, let me turn it up.
Okay. Now, are you using your platform to promote any kind of causes or social justice issues? Any, LGBT rights are, you know, very much in the news right now with the threat of things like what you have so carefully put in place for yourself
Mhm.
seems to be, threatened.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to destroy, trying to demise certain things that have already been set in place. Um, and that's very disheartening. A cause that I'm really passionate about is trans. It's the House of Rebirth. It's a transitional home
Okay.
for women of color and other ethnicities that are in need of housing, education, steps to, you know, get themselves together, become active um, public people, public speakers, and things of that nature that are going to go out and, you know, do great things. So, and that's done by one of my good girlfriends, Robin, aka Pocahontas. She is the founder of the House of Rebirth, and I'm very thankful that she has something like that, because there was a time when I didn't know where I was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I had friends and, you know, slept on floors and things of that nature. Not long, because, you know, I knew what I needed to do, but some people don't. Some trans are truly lost. And,
Mhm.
you know, her having that home there for them, she stays there too, you know, like it's like a family, giving them that sense of family, giving that sense of connection, you know, ideas and things of that nature that they never thought it was possible for someone like them going
Mhm.
through a situation like they are. So I just I anytime I can promote that, I'm gonna promote that, because
Absolutely.
it's something that is, I feel like, because I remember kicking it with Pocahontas in the club back in the day, and just to see where she's come from, the things that she's learned in this LGBTQ community, and she's presented to people like us. My hat's off to her. I love her for that. So,
We'll have to get her on so she can talk about that and tell
oh,
us
that'll
more,
be
because
amazing.
we definitely want to support and bring, awareness to it, because was something like that available when you all were in the clubs back in the day?
No. Mm-mm. They were doing it for the gay black men, but for trans, no. You know, the gay black trans are always the last
Right.
to gain access to funding, to gain access to support, services, healthcare, and things of that nature. And so that's why I really encourage, anytime I get a chance, I'm gonna bring that up, especially on any platform. I'm gonna bring that up because it's important. I don't want to see my young black sisters and brothers out there dying or on the street or strung out on drugs. So her offering that space, that safe space, like,
Mhm.
yeah. So yes, I will definitely give you her information.
Please do. Please do. I mean, that's what we're here for. And that's, one of the reasons that I wanted to bring you on, because you do have such a lively personality. Hopefully, we can work together more in the future. Your little things that you put out there on your own platform, I just be stealing your stuff and just post it.
Well,
I'm
no,
like, if
if
she
you
ain't gonna
send
work for
it,
Hot Pink Pride Media, I'ma just steal it and repost it. I know she ain't gonna mind.
no, not at all. Anytime you feel like it, just go ahead and steal it on up, honey. I don't
Yeah.
mind.
I owe you a pack of Oreos from
Oh
Korea.
yes,
I actually do have them, and they're not going to go bad. They're very well preserved. They are the strawberry Oreos, and I'm going to get them to you. I was in transit,
yes.
and I had to move them from one place to the other. But I really do want you to do a review on them, because I'm
Okay.
interested to know what your opinion is. If you're an
Yes.
Oreo connoisseur the way I am, you
Uh-huh.
might have a lot to say about it.
Yes, I do things like that on my on my channel and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So I love to do reviews and things like that. So yes, send them
yeah.
my way. I'll give my
So
honest
that
opinion.
one we're gonna say is sponsored by Hot Pink
Right.
Pride Media. We're gonna get Krystale Davenport's opinion on the strawberry Oreos from Korea. That will be coming up. Okay.
Yes, I'm ready for it.
I am too. And honey, you are ready for the world. I just love you to death. It is Wednesday, the 15th of
Yes.
January, 2025. what do you have going on from tonight on through the weekend?
Okay, so Friday I will be at Marty's Live celebrating with the men of color if they do their Friday night spotlight show. That's going to be with I always mess up her name. I used to call her Dorinda, but it's Dorinda Davenport and Armani Davenport. They are doing a spotlight show at Marty's. I'll be there with some other wonderful entertainers. That showtime is between 11 and 12. Then on Saturday, I will be hosting at Hamburger Mary's with Jade Summers, Angelique Davenport, and Penelope Devereaux. That is, I think, almost sold out. I got some news real soon that it was like almost sold out. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't hosted at Hamburger Mary's in like 4 or 5 months because I have been out of town and stuff, vacationing all over this.
I know. I saw you out there on the beach somewhere. I'm like, I'm looking
Puerto Rico.
Okay, yes. You Puerto Rican. What language?
Yes, it's Puerto Rican. They speak Puerto Rican. Yes. I don't know.
That's what they speak, Puerto Rican. Absolutely. Okay, so you come up and your butt down because Dallas is waiting for you.
Yes. So that is, like I said, this Saturday at Hamburger Mary's. The brunch is at 2. Then that evening, I will be with Sophisticated Saturdays with Vaishon Productions. Shout out to them, Vaishon. I love them. And so I'll be there. The showtime, I think, is 11, 10:30, 11. And that this week is hosted by Ramaya Lord, my girl. And then Sunday, I'll be at Review Lounge doing the gospel brunch with Leah Alizé, Monique Rockefeller, and then Valencia. I can't think of Valencia's last name. I hope she don't hate me for that. But Valencia. And then that's what's going on this week here in Dallas, Texas with me.
Okay, that is a full schedule, honey. So if we can't catch you for all of it, we can catch you for something, right?
Something, yeah.
Okay. So one of the hardest working queen showgirls in Dallas, honey. Yes, ma'am. And I'm sure you have a whole lot more coming up. Well, thank you, beautiful soul, Miss Krystale Davenport. I'm so honored to get to have this conversation. Okay.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to sit and chat with you. And we definitely have to do it again, okay?
We absolutely do. I'm gonna get you on the payroll. I don't know how I can't pay but minimum wage or something. But I'm gonna get you on the payroll. You're gonna have to grow this thing, okay?
Honey,
I need your energy and your personality. But thank you for joining me this evening, and thank you all for joining us on Hot Pink Table Talk with Hot Pink Prime Media. We will see you guys next time.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you scared, go to church. This war ain't for the weak. I sleep, I breathe, and dream the life of me. I peep it, don't need it. Stay bossy, I lead it. Throwing shots, I eat it, I eat it, I eat it. Got 'em mad that the swag go black, but I'm mixed with a piece in my mom and my dad. Yeah, they mad 'cause that shit don't even fit.